and I was really enthusiastic about this game. I was like, why not try this again? Because it's fun and interesting. Also stream some Slipways. New game. Beta was just released, so everyone can access it now. Let's try it out. Yes, I would like to start a game on a standard run on, I suppose, we'll start on reasonable, I suppose. For anybody and everybody. But it might be a bit too easy for experienced players. I'm an experienced strategy player, so it would probably be too easy, but it is going to be fun to just experiment with things on a reasonable difficulty. Of course, you just accept. Well, I had something in mind to try out, which is I played a lot of the Pico version of this game, and one thing I would love to just try out once again is, let's see here, I've got efficient, which is like exactly what I want. Let's see, researchers got changed, I believe. Yeah, it got changed. So this used to be tier 2, and now it is +1, -1. Let's not worry about the details here and just pick scientific fleet, I suppose. It's a new perk. Let's try this out. And on the screen you all can also see your text. Interestingly enough, there are now tier 0 technologies as well as tier 1 technologies. I wonder if that means we'll have to pick a tier 0 as well as 1 or 2 tier 1s. I'm interested in finding out. Let's try this out. Start the game already, right? All right. Well, we get some tutorializing, but so objective here is get points. How do we get points? I believe there's a way to see your current score. That is not here. Well, that's here, of course, right? As we can see, we have planets, which the prosperous ones are 4 times as many points as the established ones, and is like a 1, 2, 3, level 3 difficulty. There's a legacy, which is doing special tasks, which will come up later. And there's empire size, which is a minor bonus. I believe the old version also had science, but that's currently not implemented. Maybe it'll be added later. Maybe not. The old version didn't actually reward you for your science points, though. It just rewarded you for how many techs you did. So there was a cap on that. And we can see, you know, at least we don't get an F, right? Even if you don't get any points, right? You get a D- for trying. So how do we get those planets to, what is it, like prosperous, right? So what we want to do is we want to discover some planets. These signals can be planets, and then we want to connect them up, make sure they trade all their requirements, and then they level up and become prosperous. We want to get as many of those as we can, right? But in order to do that, we need this thing called money. And money we can get by trading things. I believe it's 6 money per trade on this difficulty. Now, as you can see, there's a little mini game here. Oh wait, can I? There was a setting where you could turn that off that was going to be added. Stable probes, there we go. Yeah, that is like yeah, that is sort of my thing. I'm not really a fan of the dexterity test. So we can do 4 here. Now I got researchers, right? So the interesting part is there a technology that we can get that can increase the scan radius of our probes? Because each planet we discover because of our Vittori perk is going to give us, well, each 3 planets we discover, right? It's going to give us science. There's also a Bakar perk with the same, so you could go really deep in on that. The other option is per freeze resistant bots, which is interesting, as well as slip amplifiers. But you know, I'm interested in the quantum sensors. So we get a tier 0 as well as a tier 1. And we can get 2 techs to advance. And when we do, the window will shift by 1 block. So it used to be that once you shifted your tech up, you only had 1 tier. Now we can access 2 tiers at the same time. So it'll go from 0 to 1 to 1 to 2 to 2 to 3. There might even be an argument for adding a 6th tier, right? Because now we have, well, we used to have 3 tiers and now we have 5, right? So it would be the same if there were 6. So you kind of can access a little more technology than you used to. And in the old version there were 4 exclusive tiers. So it's definitely a lot more than the old version. The old version is a lot harder in many ways, more unforgiving. I've been rambling on for so long while I'm thinking of, where do we scan first? I look at this, right, and this seems to sort of separate things out, so we can get the 4 here. Yeah, that'd be great. Was to move? Yeah, was to move. That moves very quickly. Is there a way to... Always nice to see if, the games can have this option, but it's currently not in here, right? It's actually a little bit of a problem in my mind, which is that if you have a game that, allows you to move using the keyboard, the amount of pixels that you move is usually fixed, but your resolution isn't, and, people's keyboards will send different signals. So it would be a real good idea to actually implement, if you have that, is to implement a way of scaling how fast the background scrolls. This is a minor thing, though. There isn't really much of a good way to implement scanning this particular planet that doesn't lock off a lot of other stuff, so I'm happy with these 4 as our first hit. We get a free science point, which is never bad. In fact, this will allow us to get quantum sensors very quickly out of just scanning, accelerate further. We have an Earth-like as well as a mineral world. Unfortunately, the last one is a desert. This will allow us 1 connection. It's not a 2-way. By 2-way, I mean a connection that can have resources flowing both ways. So I think a good course of action here is we're in month 2 with 11 remaining. With 1 more scan, we have 10 remaining, which will allow 2 foundings instead of 3. But we have to bite the bullet because we didn't unlock a 3-planet thing. Yeah, that's just not quite off. That's not going to be a 5. This is not going to be a 4. I think a 3 here and a 4 here. I'm going to test it out. Is this fixed range thing really the maximum range? No tooltip for it. Yes, it is the maximum range, okay. I think it got reduced a little just to make the text that expand probe range better. That might be it. Or this might just be a very difficult map with, probe distances being out. Anyway, grab these 4. Ooh, double arid, huh? That's a little difficult to deal with. This is definitely a challenging map as the first seed. Alright, double forge worlds. Is there a good way of getting food in here? Or in here, right? Doing a jungle colony is not bad either. Into an Earth-like agro world. The food can go here as well as there. There's something to be said for doing something like this and just seeing, oh yeah, there are lots of things here that can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 good signals that could be of use to us. It's certainly not a bad proposition to do this. I'd like to refrain from scanning too much, but on the other hand, we can scan to gain 4 science and use that to beef up the scans further. It seems like a little bit of a waste because of the scans outcoming. The thing with founding a jungle farm here is that I believe this, if I do it, I can check, but this connection cannot be made. Right, so it'll only go here, and then I'll need another farm for that. While founding a farm here will connect both here. Well, it won't connect here, but it will connect both here and there. And the arid world will connect to the mineral, which will connect here. Like that. This can then produce goods for here and there. This can produce microchips for here. What is the secondary requirement of this planet? I believe it's biomass. Yes, it is. Which will be hard to get. Of course, this is also an option. Mechanized harvest. More robots. Which could be made here. It'll make 2 with a single ore. Going into biomass and water. The water could go... Well, it can't go here because the slipstream cannot cross a planet. It could potentially not connect there because we're a few pixels off here. The planets have a bit of a gravity well obstructing construction of interspace highways. We really need to get ourselves a permit from the Bakar guys to just blow the planet up. No, we definitely don't want to blow up valuable forge worlds. That's a silly thing. I believe this is a correct move in any scenario. I believe this is also a correct move in any scenario. But the question is getting water. Are we willing to risk that? Or are we willing to scan here? For the opportunity to find some resource of water or biomass in this vicinity, that would... If it was this one, for example, that would be amazing, of course. We'll go to August, which is fine. Yes. Looky here, we have a water source from more robots, apparently, but yes. So our first order of business then, since we've scanned, this is now locked in, so we'd better find a use for it, which can either be the jungle, which is far away from the action, which we've unlocked. So we'll grab the arid and connect it up for a 12 cost slipway, which is fairly expensive. There's a little bit of a hiccup there in the performance. There's a lot of hiccups in performance, but the moment that you zoom in again, that might just be a wine issue. I'm running this on Linux, so I might just have to reduce the graphic settings in some way or fiddle with the specific configuration to get it a little bit better supported. Usually it's some fiddling with things. So we're in December. If I found a colony now, it'll tick over to next year, which will cost me an extra $1 in upkeep. I'm at 88 plus 1, which would take me to 89, down 8 to 81, then I should be ending up at 80. Yes, see? This I love. Every streamer I've seen play this game, because I found out about this game through a bunch of streamers I watch. Everyone got this wrong. Everyone just forgot. This is not a very noticeable thing. While, you know, a blocking tutorial is like, hey, you know, take a look at this because there's some amazing stuff there. Oh, now I can't undo. Well, we're down $1, I suppose. Yes, so what I wanted to say was that, hey, I can't, well, I could do that to undo it. I can do this scan here instead and save myself a single $1. I'm not sure I want to do that because I like to get quantum sensors. Invent that. Suddenly we can see things, and we can do ridiculous scans. Oh, I should have the Bakar perk for money with this. We'll try that next time. This is a great way of earning income. We'd spend 3 on a scan. We'd discover 4 or 5 planets. And the Bakar perk, the new Bakar perk, is 1 for the first, 2 for the second, 3 for every subsequent. So with 5 planets discovered, that is 12 income. I'm just making dosh by scanning. It seems like an interesting thing. So we can discover 8 new planets. Good, good. Well, that's going to be the first mission we do. Increase the production of microchips by 4, which I'm not sure that is the best course of action to take. But the other one is get a biomass lab, which is tricky as well. Maybe the right... Well, first of all, you know, doing this is definitely worth doing because it's a huge amount of income comparatively to anything else we can possibly do. And none of the missions will make this any better or worse. We've got 3 people in here that I'd like to send here into goods here. But the question is, where are we going to make robots? I could make them here, for example. But then I don't have the ore here. This connection here kind of intersects a lot of things in the worst possible ways. In that, getting ourselves to relays. That is interesting. Producing the same resource. Is that going to be possible? Perhaps. Enlightenment. Flexible fab. Slipstream. This one, Slipstream Relay, which is going to... It costs 39. It's very expensive. At your best laboratory. I'm not so sure that this is... This got a kind of worse, because it used to be 1 for every person. I'm not sure if this is any better, because that's going to be... Okay. Starbirth is a tier 4. I mean... Seems a little late game for Starbirth, but okay. Time dilation I get. Still up. Every prosperous forge world produces 2 units of luxury. Oh. Oh, that is fascinating. Twice as expensive. Twice as expensive is sort of a big... Fusion plants, flexible fab. Not what I'm looking for, though, in the late game. But okay. Geothermals and quantum sensors. This is tricky, right? Because the biomass isn't going to be produced anytime soon, nor is the microchip that great for us right now. So in order to make a better decision, I believe the best course of action is to go ahead and get ourselves some more information. And a free point of science. So here I see primordial and ocean world. The thing is that getting ourselves a lab, which would have this connection be made for biomass, as well as, oh, don't scan. This connection is too long, so we'd have to make a colony here, which would require minerals, which we don't have access to. The other option is a water here, which would make a water lab, which is just a way better proposition for us. Because there are lots of sources of water, and I can set up a water lab very quickly and very easily. Of course, I do not have the income to support a water lab right now, but it would be the most logical choice for a research lab right now. So I'm not really much of a fan of that, because afterwards, I'm probably going to want to be focused on expanding my empire a bit before adding in a second laboratory. So I think discover, which we did discover 4 planets there just to gain the information, so we did kind of waste part of this mission. It's a difficult choice, but this did make me want to do the Silphid more because of the proposition of a very nice amount of water extraction here. So here I can do water extraction, get myself a 2-way trade to get myself 10 income. And a very cheap slipway. That's just an excellent decision right there to do. We're going to be hanging these robots for a bit, I suppose. So the next course of action, I think, is to get this guy upgraded. This one just needs more humans into it, which Othar over here could provide if I could get a scan. But I could get a better scan if I colonize this forge, which eventually is going to happen. We're in September, so this will exactly fit and gain me a little bit more income. There's also the thing called administrative costs, which will happen in 4 more planets. So we don't have to worry about it right now. The slipway costs only 3, which is just excellent. Slowly bleeding a happiness point here and there. But this is an excellent, excellent scan. With another, 7 planets in one go. Fair and balanced, I say. Fair and balanced. So here is something new, a 4-bear rune, which is a random event kind of deal, which would cost 8 to connect over there. Now the question is if I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of connection, or if this is going to go anywhere in this direction, which it doesn't seem like it. It seems like the only recipient for minerals is this forge world over here. I could connect it up right now. Not sure if it's necessary. It's going to cost a lot of time and not gain us that many resources. This slipway costs 7. And this one is 11. So it's 18 to connect it up. And then 8 to colonize it for 26. And it'll give us 10-ish income, I believe, for 2 resource change. Well, 12 base, but it has an upkeep. What's its upkeep? 2? Yeah, 10 income. Voila. Slow down there, frame drops. There's also the opportunity to do an ocean water export, which will generate a lot of water. Where is this going to get its humans from? Could be here with another colony on the arid, which can do another 2-way here, which I'm not against. The question is where this is going to get its food from. Probably up here, which would mean robots into food here, which would mean this connection is going to be made. Where are the robots coming from? I have no clue. Later, try later problem, right? But that is going to create a lot of 2-ways. Very quick succession. The other option is to try to make robots, but that's just going to move this problem along. The thing I do want to take care of is that I don't let this get to -8, because then I believe there's also a permanent penalty associated with it. And of course doing this mission eventually, right, the Silphid mission, which would involve making microchips somewhere eventually. Probably here, I would imagine, is a good choice. Into robots, which would mean no goods here. I mean, they could come from here, but this source also has no robots. Could this connect there? It could. Then this can make robots. But that would mean connecting this, which would mean making the lab difficult to make. Interesting choices, right? You can already see that the game involves making tough decisions about which connections do you want to make and which connections are you thinking of giving a lower priority. These are also interesting. They give you 6 money for every colony in range, which for this, in this case, could be up to 3. This thing is currently not usable, and we do not have any text that can make it useful. Well, mineral seeding could make it useful, right? Leads to upgrades terraforming drones. Interesting. Yes, that makes terraforming techs a lot more viable. What I would love to see is if we can somehow get ourselves access to Forge World manipulation tech. Because this doesn't lead to the next type up. But mineral seeding seems fascinating too. I've noticed that in the previous version there was a thing where if you unlocked a Silphid tech, you could get another Silphid tech. That's been removed, so you're a little bit more restricted in what you can pick, which I think is okay. There were certainly some techs you would never pick, and now the choices are a little bit more, how shall we say, interesting. Do we want slip amplifiers? Probably not. Do I want permafrost melting on ice balls? I haven't seen any ice balls, so we're done with tier 0. We're looking at these 3 then. There's mineralize, ice ball, desert, and lava, which is all of the 3. Mineral rich world. So I could create a mineral world out of here, which would form a two-way trade here. So that's quite valuable. I could make one here, which would do almost nothing. But that one is definitely in a position to utilize it, especially when you realize there's 2 asteroids here, as well as a forge world that could very much use it to make robots for here. But then, you know, that cut off the lab again. Yes, this is tricky. Although I could just put the robots in here. Could I? No, it's out of range. And if I take the tech, I mean, I could take infraway stations. That kind of conflicts with quantum sensors. I feel like it's either or, right, and not both. We went for the regular probes, and this is just a bigger scan, which we've already embiggened our scan in some ways. I feel like this might actually be just worse than quantum sensors in every possible way. It costs 10, this just costs 3. And if the radius is similar, then, you know. But if the radius is much bigger, right, if it was even 40-50% bigger than the quantum sensors, I would say that they are. Right, I think I am very indecisive about things here. I think making a colony here is a good start. And connecting up another two-way, which will turn this into our first successful planet. Which, this is interesting, right? Because at the start, you level your planets with resources, but the final level, you need to do a little bit more extra work, right? It wants 6 imports and exports. Now, building the lab and exporting a water will get us to 5. So we would need an extra person input. Planets can accept extra units of resource that it already has. The only thing it can accept is persons, but luckily for it, there is maybe a decent source here. So now the problem is, right, if I wanted to connect this, which I might want to, right? The thing is, which water sources are we going to lab? This is the main question. It could be here, here, and here, right? Or it could be this one, and this one. What else can this thing do? Well, it can become monoculture farm, which needs the water, which will be extra spare here once this gets a robot, which it might just never get. Although if I thread the needle here correctly, it might. Let's thread the needle. That seems like a fun idea. So we're at 6, so I could go to 7 and then go deep into a lab, but we would run out of money quickly. In my opinion, taking a little bit longer to do the science lab is probably going to end up with bigger dividends in the future. I do not want to run out of money and then have to take a time penalty. So the correct answer is another jungle farm. Go in here. Just a bit of a waste, I suppose. This does leave extra humans. And the main question is, of course, where are the robots going to come from, right? Like there are now 3 planets clamoring for robots, and I haven't delivered a single one. That's certainly a persistent little problem here. Forebears. These could give robots, potentially. There's definitely the option. We're at 33 income though, so that's nice. Let's up that a little further and make the nice connection here. Now I could try to scan in order not to take the penalty. So let's see this, right? So by increasing our size, we're going to gain 8 administrative costs, as well as 1 upkeep, which would be a cost of 9. We gain 33, and we'd pay another 8. 9 plus 8 is 17, minus 33, 16. We would end up at 50 if we paid the full cost of the administrative upgrade by going up in October. But I believe you don't, so we'll go higher. We'll go up to 58. We're still gaining 32 income, not 24. So doing this only cost us 1 credit, which is not a huge issue. And of course our friendly little robot helper is trying to tell us about empire size, which we just explained ourselves, so you are dismissed. We have another 2-way trade. Our income went up, not by much, but because we crossed that threshold, we're now in a pretty safe state to continue. So if we're interested in mineral seeding, which I am, I should try to save these asteroids until this lava planet is mineral seeded. The main question really is for me is, how about this robot over here? Can I get it to... That's a very decent scan right there. There is a robot source here, but unfortunately there's another planet in the way. There could be one here. And this is a decent attempt. We've got ourselves our task complete, which is nice. We now have unlocked Bakar options. And here is our source of robots, which I'm hardly going to take. Am I doing that? Can I get 2 robots out of it, right, in some way? I could, if I made a goods planet out of here. Microchips. It wants microchips very badly. Fascinating, right? I believe doing something with microchips here is going to be important. We can get up to 4 production. I don't believe that's really possible, so we're going to need 2 sources, which is a bit of an issue. Let's see what the ruins have. Just in general, it's good to have more information. It's a very cheap information. So we can get to energy. We can add orbital labs, which are very expensive, 20 for 1 science. We have a really good lab setup. I don't believe we need orbital labs. This is more of a case of, you know, let's say I generate a bunch of planets where positioning a lab for good science is hard. Then orbital labs become better. Here, so the way labs work is you want many copies of a same resource. So orbital labs, they're okay. They could be improved. Rebuild it. 30 for 2. Fine. Hold on. Just grab my notes here. 30 for 2 energy. War income. 30 for 2 energy is enticing for the reason of solving a lot of problems here. I'm looking at this and I'm like, how much water is this producing? Just 3. So if I do this connection, right, I'm gonna lose this thing's capability of helping a laboratory, which I'm not a fan of. So something else has to provide this planet's water if it wants to ever become successful. It can definitely export ore, and Oh, that's out of range. No, I don't believe we will ever be making this successful. So that there is one good export of energy. There's another one here, which I'm not against. Oath or 5, giving this planet energy. Actually, this connection is a big mistake to not have made. Unfortunately, we just did this, so... Well, you live and you learn. So, one of these could be goods. So I'm definitely a fan. So what do we need to do for that? We need the... Ooh, the Silthid first. That's unfortunate. Because that's exactly the one I... Actually, making that connection... Is that going to mess with her? It might, because we can't get people in there. But there's another arid here, so... There were no need of getting humans from here, specifically. Would be nice. Let's connect here. It can't. But, yeah, that'll solve it later. Okay. Microchips, I believe, is our next goal. Well, that was easy. Why did I get 4? Oh, we have the perk, of course. I was like, we're going to need 2 Forest Worlds, but no, we have the Silthid perk, which is going to give us an extra production, which actually is very valuable. Okay, so send it, I suppose. Yeah, seems good. Seems fine. We'll be producing some robots. The question is where? Could be here. Not against it. This planet is unlikely to supply people anywhere until we discover some way of crossing Slipways. So I'm fine with it not getting goods right now. So going for robots here. This connection's slightly out of range, unfortunately, though. Which would mean another mineral needed. Look at our new tasks. Mineral producing plants is successful. Or the 6. Well, we'll get this. That's definitely going to happen very soon. Because our income is now getting to be at a decent level. More microchips? I don't think so. I think it's going to have to be Bakar. I'm going to already struggle using these 4. And the Bakar gives you more money. That too. Doing that, we might have changed our... No, we haven't. We built it for 30 to gain 2 energy. It's so expensive. But so worth it. Right? Alright. Science time. We're in October. We have an asteroid to exploit. I could mineral exploit. The science lab is going to take 2 months and costs 15. So there's no possible way of doing that without exploiting an asteroid, which this year it's actually factually impossible. So I might as well use the rest of the time to do something. Making a robot here for there. Or is this going to be the robot? If this is going to be the robot, and this is going to be the good, then what should this be? It could be more chips, it could be more ore. That is out of range. These require chips as a colony, but require robots as a food source. And we're going to need a food source for this arid as well as robots over here. I think it's robots. I think it's very, very much robots. We're going to eat 3 upkeep. No thanks. Let's eat 1 upkeep then. And produce a robot. There you go. 2 robots. Very nice. Very nice. 2 robots. Okay. biomass, which is going to be needed here, so we can connect that through. But if I do, then I can't produce robots here. Well, that connection is just slightly out of range. That's very frustrating. I can produce food there. I can do this. Expensive. +8 income though. For investing 18. It's going to delay our science by another year though. But I believe it'd be necessary because if we try to set up the science now, where do we end up in terms of income? I'll have to finagle this into such a spot that it maximizes the possible connections. Actually, it's not too bad. We only pay 5. We gain 5 science for that. We do have an asteroid still, and it will unlock one of these. Though not mineral seeding unless I do a scan to optimize. Or we can do geothermals, which will unlock lava and minerals producing energy. The thing is, there's not really a good way of getting chips into those planets right now. We've got the source of microchips here, but it's not going to work. We've got a potential source of microchips here, but no energy producing things around it. It's definitely a thing to consider. Where are we going? Where are we going? What are we doing? I believe doing a couple scans or a scan and a thing. Definitely one scan just to gain the science for the tech unlock for mineral seeding. Would be good. Having a mineralized thing is probably a good idea with these Bakar in here. We have efficient scientific fleet, right? Yeah. Scientific fleet. This is a bit of an unfortunate. Just can't seem to get more than about this much. Yeah. Still a point of science right there. Right, there is a source of water. And it's the only nearby source of water. So it's going to have to do. It's going to be 2 extra upkeep to build it right now. We can't afford the wetland farm. Which is a bit of a sad affair because we would only have 40 money next year, so we'd be really careful. But we do have an extra asteroid. So I think it's fine to do this. I think it's fine to be greedy. Yeah. Our happiness is getting low. We're aware, but we are still going to need to solve these issues down there. But we have this trade here. And we have this option here. Which is a strong option. This is going to resolve all these problems. And we can take this asteroid for 24. Are we going to have any tech to upgrade that in any way? No. We have a choice of geothermals, infrared, or mineral seeding. We'll wait until we have to use it. No reason to pick it until we have to use it. We're going to have to exploit something this year. It's going to pick us to 43. Do that to gain 3 more happiness. There's definitely something to be said for one is going to go in here, but where is the other one going to go? Is the main issue. A chip could go in here. Where is the good going to come from? It could come from here. Where's the robot going to come from then? Nowhere. Not a decent idea. This one really wants to export a robot. A chip can go in here, but from where? A robot could go in here to do what? And a person could go in here to do what? Neither of which seems like a good option. Chips required. No answer. Is this as well? Is this connection possible? This one isn't, right? If this is slightly out of range, this is possible. I'm willing to do that for they're usually very strong. So a colony here will automatically get both of its requirements. Robot production here will work. We have to start solving these because they're at -6, so yeah. Let's start with robot production here. So that is a huge happiness boost. As well as a robot that is unusable. This is a good connection to make, right? Yeah. What's our next era of tech? I'm not sure how good economic zones is, because we don't really have the opportunity to do this much. But it's 60% though. This can be huge if you have energy nonsense going on. Right? Economic zones. Mineralize. You know, I'm liking mineralize less and less. I think it's going to be geothermals into economic zones for us. Enlightenment doesn't seem like it's that much of a big deal. Art ensuring seems pretty good for the late game, but right. I think it's economic zones and geothermals. Because mineral seeding, yeah, there's this guy, but this one, but they're not in prime positions for mineral worlds anymore. Right, this doesn't want minerals when it's upgrading? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm going to lock in geothermals. Ooh. Energy-driven industry. I think we want 2 tier 2s. Right. Vent 2 text advance. So yeah, we can definitely get 2 tier 2s, so we can get energy-driven industry as well as economic zones. That's our tier 2s, so work towards that. Which is going to be very big for our economy. I can take that. Quantum computing. Can we do quantum computing as well? Because that is tempting. We need 2 techs to advance, but advancing isn't going to push these tier 2s out. I'm not interested in any of the tier 1s, so it is possible to go for quantum computing. Can we do that? Well, yes, we can still go with this plan. I will do so. This might be greedy, but we just unlocked something amazing. Increases the output of each laboratory by 2. So we're now in the market for a second laboratory. It's 69 income. Nice income. Unfortunately, researching the same resource twice, I believe, I can check right now actually, still has a penalty associated with it. Yes. Diminishing returns. I'm liking this tutorial. A lot of people fell over this and didn't understand why their lab was doing diminishing returns. There are some fewer of these pop-up tutorials in the game, but those that are there now actually hit the pain points, which is very nice. They hit the parts of the game that were, you know, most difficult for people to get. This food being produced over here is sort of being wasted. This plant is incredibly productive, but there's just no place that wants food here, and in the market for this connection, but I believe I'll be putting this off because I'll be cutting off so many possible connections. There's a mineral world here or there. Then, you know, I'll just feel very silly for doing that sort of thing. I might make it anyway, though. A mineral lab could be good, certainly. Not really seeing any good. It could do a robot lab here. 1, 2, 3. And the question is, how is water going to arrive here? Is this connection possible? Unfortunately, it's out of range. That is highly unfortunate, actually. The only way to get another robot production here is to do this, which is a two-way trade. Which ain't bad. For biomass? And then another biomass? And then squeeze a lab in here? And then hopefully get a third? I mean, if I get a third, then it's definitely yes. Let's get this information. We got a lot of information there. So this right here is a prime candidate for a colony. Oh, that is very frustrating. Because any way of getting here is going to result in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 connections that we can make, including a triple mineral laboratory. This is a very strong area. Alternatively, geothermals is on lava and mineral planets. So, oh, this can be a geothermal plant, actually. What is the second requirement that it has? Robots. I don't want to actually build that geothermal plant. Sorry. I love the undo button. It's great. Yes, but biomass over here? Biomass over here? The question is, it needs 2 robots, right? It can get 1 from here. That would work. That'll do. Which will, I believe, trigger it to go to level 3, which will produce double. So it can do water here, biomass there, biomass into a... This is just such a valuable thing to do mechanized harvest here. I've talked myself into it doing it. Let's find out what happens. So we go from 69 income, very nice, to 79 income, to even more income. Now, if I build the lab now, I cannot. I do not have the time. So it'll be next year anyway, so let's maximize the income. 85 income. 92 income. 98 income. And we now have so much... Yeah, if I do it now, I don't get hit by the pretty massive penalty. These penalties for growing empire actually get bigger, right? The last time it was 8, now it's 16. So building up to 98 income was very nice because we're going to go back down to 79, right? We're still going to get 95 for this one time though, right? So we're going to get a big boost, which is very nice. Now the problem here is if I connect this, I cannot actually fund the lab. So the question is, should I just not connect this for a while and leave this guy struggling? I mean, there's an ocean world here I could use as a colony, perhaps. So I think so. Right. Is there any way we can ship in more biomass later? Potentially, right? The thing is that Why am I doing the biomass here even? Like, that's not a guaranteed plan. This could be something else. This could also be humans. Is it though? You would need chips from somewhere and food from somewhere. It's much better as a biomass producer. The real question is, if I do this over here, then how is a lab going to get positioned here? It's going to be fairly difficult actually to get all four because of the way that this is so far out. It's going to need a connection like all the way skirting the edge up here, all the way. And 4 expensive. This is a very expensive thing to try to build. So I think going with the cheaper option of 2 biomass producing planets. Is there any other location that would be better suited as a producer of biomass? Not that we know of. There's of course the option of scanning, right? It can certainly be done one more time this year without major consequences. Out here, for example, right? There's a good remaining one out here. Some decent signals. Well, we do have a lot of stuff that we can utilize. I feel like going with a plan that just utilizes what you have and doesn't, you know, go too deep. How are you doing, by the way? 7. So this is the final year. We really ought to know what's here. Yeah, this is just kind of willing to make. This is going to be fairly painful. There's no real way of dealing with this satisfactorily. It's going to have to be a robot producing plant. I'll just have to keep 2. It's going to have to be robot production on a world that is not very suited for it. I believe we can infraway this eventually, which will solve the issue. Should be our grand solution. Are we experiencing? Not yet, but we get hit by past shortages for 3% for doing that. You're too late. Well, yeah. So this is an important lesson to learn, right? I thought it was when you went further than -8 that, you know, you get hit by the past shortages, but no. Once you hit that -8, you get hit by permanent past shortages. So interesting learning moment right there. So that's not the plan then, right? I think the plan is to just eat the happiness and go for broke. Now I need to place this so that, yes, that connection can still be made. Do we need to make this connection? No, not that I know of. This connection isn't ever going to be good? Potentially? Probably not. Do we want to go further out? Unlikely. But I do want to have the opportunity to slip something in, so this is a good spot for it. Right. Lab. Right, 8 science. Now I'm gonna have to do this Bakar mission someday. We just don't have a good mineral planet yet. But the other one was more chips, which was equally not going to happen. So, yes. I mean, it might now. People into chips, chips into energy, which needs more robots to produce more energy. We can start doing the energy thing, which I'm not against. How am I going to do this? The other option is to just do this, right? This is so sad. It's going to slip way around, right? I could do the energy here. People into microchips, people into ore. Ore goes into here. Microchip goes there, microchip goes there. not terrible. Where's the last robot going to go? Here, perhaps? Could be. I'm cutting this off, but it's out of range anyway. It could go here. The microchip could go into here, which this is going to be the energy world, right then. Where's that energy going to be useful? There's 2 ocean planets. This wants to be a mineral world for 2 ways. So does this. Like, this is so strange, not wanting to do energy when you have unlocked it because of all these ocean worlds. But the ocean worlds require food, which is kind of the hard part. Maybe it is energy. Energy as food. Minerals there, just to have 2 minerals, and then the energy here. We're in August, which makes it kind of tricky to do this in a way that doesn't cost you a lot of money. Because doing this setup where we have the microchips here and the geothermal here requires the founding of a lot of planets. There's no real way of doing it in such a way, because this is locked, that we don't end up hanging, as it were, a lot of resources. I'm so interested in trying to get an energy into this lab over here. If I make a microchip there and energy there, feed it in the robot, can I do this connection? I can. That's fascinating. Do labs accept energy? We'll find out. Is that going to happen anytime? I mean, this is 4 more asteroids, right? It's going to happen. There's an option here. And yeah, this is going to be the energy source that'll give goods here. So it's definitely going to happen. Eventually. Eventually. I'm not sure what to do with all these microchips. They'll find a home someday. So then, what can we do that doesn't involve a very large cost? I mean, I am going to set up one of these planets. Probably in October. So we have as much time as possible next year. So we're looking to spend August, September, October, 2 months. I could do some scans for those 2 months. I also have 15 monies, which quantum computing costs 21. So I'll get that next year as well. What a 17. This is such a great ability to have. What do we have here? An Earth-like pair. Very strong. The opportunity to get more biomass in there. Again, a massive amount of potential water. Not that we need it. A colony here would take food from there. It would take biomass as well from the Earth-like and form a 2-way trade. It's a nice little setup. There is an argument to be made to just do this colony here first. Can connect the forebear as well. It's not terrible. It's not hugely impactful to do that. Can we do this connection? It's slightly out of range, isn't it? Yeah. Eventually, this is going to require a slipstream relay. But it is going to be worth doing, I suppose. This is preclude a goods connection. Not sure if I'm too happy about it. Fascinating. Yeah, the brain bending has started, right? It's started to so wear you down at this point. There's another forebear there as well. I mean, if I decide to make this a colony, I suppose it can't hurt to know what's here, but so that's option A. Option B is to connect this in. If I connect this in, I go to January, and then I would build, build, connect this year. Which will leave this open. But it's only at -1, which is fine. How big are you? How big are you? Are you? 3. Big are you? 2. So, not a big problem. I mean, I could just try it out and see where we end up, right? 70. So this option ends up at 67, 71, 122, 71. And then I suppose the idea is to go chip facility and energy facility. Yes, I know. If there are more options, do that, yeah. Ooh. 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 Wait. Can I go all the way back to the lab? Oh, I can't. I positioned this slightly off. Oh, that hurts. I realized too late that I can actually make this connection later. I did not want to do that. Well, such is the price. We're going with this plan. So, just more upkeep. You have 4, you have 1. Okay. This connection, this building, that building. Transfer. Quantum computing, definitely, just for the science. Then, no idea what's going to happen next. $77 to 81 to 77. That hurts quite a bit for upkeep. We're in October. There's no real way of getting around that efficiently. People producing these asteroids. Yep, another double. You go in there. Interested in getting some water, strangely. People into water here. Oh, I don't need water here. Oh, I can do this, yeah, but that's too long. Send it. I feel like send it. Oof. Well, there's that. Connecting the same resource. 60% increase in income. What is your income? 6. That could become huge. Unfortunately, it's out of range. Man. The range be hurting me. I need this mission still, so. Well, as soon as this doesn't count, I mean, of course it doesn't. That's 1. 30 science. Oh, more production. Yes, that's great. That'll allow that. Look at this amount of robots. There are many, many, many robots here. Let's see a world in which the food need is going to be produced here. By that energy there. However, what's this going to become? It has options High World, Agri World, Gaia World. This can only ever do 2 energy, because it can't get more energy in any way. So it can't connect there. So, I mean, a really good option is just to do this, right? Just solve this problem straight up. This has been a thorn in my side. Let's get rid of, like, there we go, 5 happiness issues. Fortunately, the remnant is still going to be hurtful. Alright, gotta get some more science now, some way. Question is where, right? Not a really good place for it. Yet, right? This is gonna need biomass. Which is, like, we've done water and biomass, so the next one is going to be minerals, probably. Or chips, but it's not a really good area for that. So far, anyway. There's the option of producing microchips here. Using them up here to make energy. That can provide the ore if it's so needed. It could also produce the food. I'm not sure where the rest of the food is going to be used. If this is going to be producing food, it's going to be producing a lot of it. This could supply biomatter. This connection can be made. Which would become a food producer, which would mean this is a colony. Where is it going to get its ore from? No idea. And all that accomplishes is adding a bunch more planets into the system that don't actually produce the things we want to produce, right? Which is ore and stuff. I think just focusing on that second mineral world, they're a great income, decent plan as well. There's also severe lack of food. Food structures would be great, but I do not have the proper waste for it. There's an option of producing food here. Jungle farming. This could be robot. I feel like that might be better. So this does want a robot as well. And that'll allow me to solve this a bit. I feel like that's fine. Goes there, and that goes there. That helps a little. What do you want? Microchips. Oh, it's just slightly obfuscated. That is very unfortunate. Where did I pixel off? Still, producing the robots' energy is fine. But that would just be extending things unnecessarily. We'll leave that one. What are you at? -2. Yeah, those permanent penalties are a big deal. So I'd like to prevent those from now on. If I can actually help it in any way, sense, or form, or shape. Let's start working on this. This is a two-way trade. No idea what this Earth-like is going to become then. Wasting an Earth-like is sort of what feels bad. I could go do this instead, though. It just feels better, right? A hive world into a mineral world. There's another import and export. I mean, where's the chips going to come from? Could be this. How can this connect? I mean, that's a two-way, as well as an energy. There's chips and energy into chips, right? And then just food, or connect, get a two-planet lab. I mean, it's not terrible. It'll cost me 5. I have 200 money. I shouldn't be worrying about this. We'll go to large. We're fine in terms of income. The question is, can I get more ore for my... the bulb? Ooh, very nice. Yes, I can. Okay, that seals it. We're going to be producing more here. Setting this all up. So the real point of contention is to get it so that, I mean, that connection to the north is actually important. Not so much about the other ones. That one's going to go into the back, which is going to make it very difficult to get food in there. So that jungle is actually a bit of a red herring. The jungle in the north could potentially be eventually connected. This probably is fine. I just want to get all of the labs up so we can get an actually strong science game. We're going to go with economic zones because that might be an excellent choice for later game. Pick this up, get an extra science in. Pick this up to get a two-way and an extra science. Then I could do that in order to do it, but it doesn't seem very smart. Or that, which is probably better. Robots into stuff. And then utilize this to fix the food situation. Hopefully. Hopefully. Where are the robots going to come from? Nobody knows, but there's the only source of water here are jungle worlds. Well, this ocean, but I could do chips. Instead, I could make this a colony. Right. Something in the order of this. It feels a little janky since there are no microchips. Do something like this. I have to be very careful which order I connect this in actually. I have to go like that. Oh, it's out of range. Oh, that's a big problem actually. We're gonna have to go from here, which means a lot of shipping. But it's possible to utilize. Relays are going to be pretty amazing for us. There's plasma containment. Robots as people. Flexible fab. How good is flexible fab? Do we have robot producing worlds near colonies? We have one here, which could send goods into here. We have one here that's needing it, but nowhere nearby that's producing it. So it's just the one. Doesn't seem like it's worth it. No, it's not out of range. This one connection could be made, yes. Right. There is no real better option. This one, of course, is going to unlock a bunch of options. Oof, self-hosting AI. I think this is our next tech. It is a major science boost, which I'm a fan of. I always like more science. Science overwhelming. Yes, so we could not make this connection, which means I'm not sure what this is going to do, but it's going to do recycling operation, guaranteed. But it's not very valuable right now. So the question is, how do we get June? We only have 7 months, which means doing this takes a month too much, which is going to hurt our income a lot. We can go up to 5 more planets without suffering much of any consequences. Which one's up for debate? Are there any... There's this thing that still needs to be solved. I can do this here. Right. Which... does send us, you know, give us a little more time here to fix things. I'm not so sure where the minerals are going to come from. Alright. Though... not really, right? I feel like that's not really the answer. Minerals and minerals. I can do double colony and just float a bunch of stuff here and just accept that this is going to be very unhappy for a while. Are people into water? Right. People into water in order to get water in there. This one's an export though. Both of them want an export. The only real export is here. There are no other exports. That's an option. It's not a good option, but it's an option. A Hail Mary option. I'm not all too happy about it. I don't know if this is the better setup or if using... I feel like actually, you know, just ignoring the jungle and going with the option that immediately results in a two-way trade. It's more income, it's more stable, it requires less finagling to deal with the fact that this is off by a bit. Is it people as robots? Robots as people. Do we have a good place? There are lots of robots here which could be used as people. Get another science here. This will become a two-way trade immediately. That's 2. No real other places for it. One more tech will advance. So, say bye to dimensional archiving. Say hello to probably self-hosting AI if it were my choice, which it is. So it's going to be self-hosting AI. Robots into food. Microchips there. Two-way trade with recycling. You know what? Utilize the energy here for it. It's not half bad. Yeah, so here I'm in, you know, it's 4 upkeep. It's so much upkeep to do this. But, you know, we can make it up for it by utilizing these asteroids, right? And then, I guess I could pre-build connections, right? In order to save on time. So this is going to go here, that's going to go there. This is going to produce the food. Nobody's going to be able to produce the goods in any shape. That's probably going to go here first. This could produce robots. But it's going to do microchips. Is it a two-way? Is it? Can we just skip another jungle? The jungles are so much in the way. I mean, we could slipstream around them eventually. Taking this is actually... Well, if we take one, we should take this one first. But this might just change things up a lot. It did not. Not at all. So many asteroids in the way. Right, we need microchips in this neighborhood, so this is going to be a thing that happens. We need to transfer the microchip wire there and get a person. Awesome. We've moved the problem. Now the question is, can this produce water? It can. And there we go, finally. That took a long time, way too long. Self-hosting AI is a thing. Yes, more science. Invest in science. Oof. That is very far. We're not going to do that. We're just going to go with these two. Get ourselves done with the level 2s. It seems like a task that would just, you know, the Bakar task that would just hurt more than help. You want to pick tasks that go into the general direction where Empire is going in anyway, and that was not it. Nowhere close. Alright. So we've got ourselves a task to produce a bunch of microchips. So the real question is, can we do a microchip laboratory? Because we don't have one yet. I mean, I could just do small, tiny laboratories and make a ton of science. Right? This seems like microchip central, to be honest to me. If I could just get more. There's all worlds. Or geothermal plants. There's something to be said for geothermal plants. If I do an ore world here, I'm going to have to make this connection no matter what I do. So the question really becomes, can energy count as people in a science lab? Let's find out, right? So, I mean, it might as well do this then, right? There's no real difference. And energy is going to produce even more chips, right? And we can produce more chips. To be the robots. The silliness of this. Who wants that ore? Juicy ore. We don't have drill bots. Do we have that available to us eventually? No. I wish I had it, but I just don't have it. There's the possibility of unlocking it here. Make this a logical thing to do. Into, well, where's the food going to come from? Here, right? That's the thing we can do. That's a lot of microchips here. Like a veritable. So let's try it. I'm going to want repurposing. Oh! We no longer advance a tier. Skill up. Improves this plant's production by 1 additional unit of each. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think it's going to have to be skill up. That's going to be huge. So before I... yeah, it's going to have to be the colony first. And we research this. Skill download. We have invented our first project. So we can start skill upping things that we want to skill up. If there are any things with shortages anywhere, then we can just... Right. Shore those up. That is insane. Skill up on energy. That is going to be ridiculous. Like, here. Mass producing 3. Which... Yes, I understand. But that's going to allow me to do that, for example. For example, right. Something to be said for that. Minimum level established only. So even this is possible. In order to get extra 2 persons here. One of them could go here. There we go. Yes, this seems like a valid investment, shall we say. Okay, so that's going to be 2 more. I'm interested in getting up to 6 if we can. There we go, task complete. 33. Can we do a tech yet? We can, but the question is it valuable enough? Sure, let's try if we can do a science lab in some way here. It's possible. That is so strong. We got another 8 science just like that. What resources are left? Just robots, right? We have a lot of science. Let's see what this holds. Turn into... Or just get 6 more. 6 more science, sure. We can now immediately get slipstream relay. It's another 8 science. We're just keeping this going right there. We're just oh, this again. I'm not such a fan of this thing. We can get a lab studying robots. You know what? Let's do it. Another 8 microchips. You do like your microchips, don't you? Let's do that too. We've got 9 more years, so it should be possible. I'm not that happy about the microchip quest, but the alternative would be to postpone for nearly ever. So, we're looking to make some robots. Now the question is, how much do we need to get it to 6 science, which is not that much for us, because we have 4 bonus science in every lab. So we really only need a 2 science lab, which involves 2 people and a robot. Or the music is getting very enthusiastic about this. I concur. We're doing decently. I could fix this planet. Is it a huge priority? I suppose it kind of is. So I want some robots, which we could make here. Is this the right place to start making them? We kind of want some forge worlds nearby. Right, this place also wants some robots, for example. This could be energy. Certainly something to be said for more energy. Never against it. There's not really a good way of... For space is now 62! Wow, it's late game. 66 science for space-time inversion. Like, yeah, the costs have been going up, and up, right? Scavenger world for 3 upkeep. We at 34, 40, we're vast. We're still doing fairly well on the wealth. Could be better, could be worse. Fascinating, fascinating. What are the correct choices? I do say that, you know, not having the Slipway text available that early is definitely going to make the game a little more tricky to do correctly. Asteroid is not really going to be that huge of a concern for us. Right now we have 453 in the bank. Saving up is a good idea. Unfortunately, I can skill up here. Get myself an extra robot. But this connection, did I make this? This could be, you know, the connection we need to do. What's going to happen with all these extra chips, though? That's what I'm wondering about. Should we explore for the opportunity to gain robots? That's the real question, right? What to do? Sentry's here, so this area is most likely to have good plants. Our goods production is not very good. We don't have any. We don't have any. Yeah, we're just like, who needs them? There's also flexible fab as an option, right? Just to make some goods in some places. Unfortunately, maybe I won't make this connection. That's a good connection. I really gained a lot of income from it. I have 500 money, so I should just take the hits. It's not a very strong amount of planets there. There's perhaps a way of... I mean, there is energy here. Ooh. Robot City. Stream splitting. Hasn't even built a relay yet. Is there any good relays we can make? Oh yes, certainly. Oh, that don't work because we went for energy. Anything else? You can't skill up. There's not much, really. Relay a robot. Any way of doing... You're doing 2 chips. Could be 3. Chip production here. Where did the ore come from? Good question. Nowhere. But yeah, we have the opportunity to use stream relays to good effects. And there's even a skill up available there. If I connect the both of them, and then where is the lab going to go? Because it's going to intersect this guy. Fascinating. It's out of range. I do think actually building a slip relay here to utilize the planet we already have for the people is a good idea. This is going to be used for the food, which is going to go here. Then that should go on the outside. And the other person can go into the lab then. Right, if we go for the upgrade. I need to be careful enough that I can actually get to it. The asteroid is kind of in the way. I could always demolish it, of course. Am I okay with that connection being severed? I think so. want to do a scan. I want to just build a slipway. Thank you very much. Yoink. 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 All of that fixed. Then I want to get myself access to stream splitting. We're going to keep going with this. We'll probably want eversion at some point because we have a lot of money. Not yet though. So, what about a laboratory right here, right? Sound good, she? Ooh, how much did that cost? Ooh, that was expensive. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not do that so enthusiastically. Let's just do this first. Yeah, that saves us quite a bit of money. I mean, I'm also like more concerned about time than money because I have tons of asteroids left. There we go. Let's do things there. Go. We're starting to go into slip space overload, which is unfortunate but true. So now we got to produce a whole hell of a lot of microchips. Yeah, I suppose, right? 3. We just get another tech a year, right, at this point. Which is great. Just the amount of science we're producing. Just through the roof. I could even do a second robot lab if I want to with a skill up here. I don't see that this is necessarily too bad, actually. People in the water here? Or can I somehow ship a robot from there? To get a two-way there. If I ship a robot here into there, it's going to produce water and throw it in there. Then where is going to come from you the ore? Here. Right, that's going to become the ore. All the way up there. Got us some extra ore. And then this ore. Doing some shenaniganry here. It needs to go in here. But you'll need to cross the path, so doing this is actually a good idea for the ability to move them. Is that actually good? I have a problem, but we can just in for space. This is getting a little bit silly. Hey, robot. Using robots as people? There we go. Not bad, more science. That don't work. We're going to produce like a literal truckload of microchips in there. I mean, just using a bunch of skill-up facilities to just produce a bunch more could be good. That one is actually good to do. So then that connection is good. There's another one. There is something to be said for this confusing mess that we've made. Which is that, what in the world are we even doing here? We're making messes. No real way of hooking up extra things without... We're really looking to capitalize at this point. I want more robots in there. Which I guess we're going to do via energy. This is actually necessary in order to prevent us from hitting even more. Oh, we still hit the -6 somehow. Yeah, that's a thing. I'm going to have to pay more attention to that, definitely, in the future. Is there a way of... I already have skill-up facilities there. There's a way of doing it here, though. Just... There we go. Alright. Improve our yearly science output by 8. I mean... This is an annoying thing to have to do every time, though. Yes, more time, please. We are colossal. We're not making a lot of money anymore. Improve our yearly science output by 8. I have a hope to you be doing that. Like, the real question is, can we get to infraspace as well as eversion? Probably not. There's Starbirth as well. Ice balls to energy. We do have quite a few of them. But, you know, there might be a more efficient way, which is just building some relays. This to solve your problem? That's the straightforward solution, right? I could do that. I mean, it wouldn't be bad just to... This is is just 9 happiness. It wouldn't be bad to just go with... I think infraways are the way we have to go. Flexible fab is going to produce goods for this planet, though. Not much else. Oh, I can... Oh, I already have skill up. Forge worlds to prosperous. Which candidates do we have? This one here? We need more ore somehow. There's not really much ore to go around here. So it requires an extra import perhaps, which I can give it. More microchips! This is producing a lot of resources, but nowhere much to use it at. Because the lab's cut off the ability to send them places. You know what? This would have been a great candidate for doing early slipstream relays and doing the slipstream highway thing route, but I didn't go for that, right? You want another import, which would have to be energy. 8 science. Forge worlds to prosperous. It's just quite difficult to get Forge worlds to prosperous at this point. We don't really have many good candidates. They're all pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Those that we do have don't have access to some of the resources they need. I can explore this and see what I get. That's a Forge world, which can produce robots. And pretty much, that's one. I think we can do it, especially with this mineral planet. I think that is our final mission. 2 Forge worlds to prosperous. I don't think science output by 8 is the correct choice, because we'll be throwing away the few money we have remaining. We're running out. But I have to do 2? That is not possible. Interesting. Fascinating, some things like that. You already have it. You would want people, which are nowhere near here. How do you use robots as people, actually? Yeah, we can now accept just a single task. Excellent. Yep. Which is exactly what we're going to do. So the question is, how can I make it so that... First things first, what are we going to research? Starbirth? More stuff. More stuff. Are we interested in for space mastery? Reversion. I don't have the money to really abuse aversion. Each prosperous forge world produces 2 units of Populated, that's one happiness, one delivered. How many of those do we have eventually? We're going to have at least 2 more because we're going to do the mission. The question is how many more? So we're going to have 1 here. Is it near a populous planet? Yes. So that can definitely be a tax. Where is it? Manufactured luxury. This though, technocracy. So this is going to produce 6 happiness. Technocracy is going to produce, well, 9 at minimum, if not more, if we get infraways, which we're going to do. So infraways plus technocracy is 107 science. We have another 55 plus another 4 times 42. We have another 210. So we can do like 3 or 4 more techs. You know, just casually. Vittori is nice. It's a lot stronger than it used to be, definitely. The main question is, of course, what are we going to do with all these Forge Worlds? This guy, can I get to Prosperous? Probably can, actually. Especially if I connect that in. The real thing is building infraways here, right? More robots here, I guess. What am I gonna do with like all these robots? They can be used as people, right? Or is that the other way around? Yeah, robots as people. So I can use robots to produce water here. And then I can produce more robots here. Unfortunate part is not being able to use the water very well. I guess I could use another science lab. Just as a water sink? Plus robot sink? Per se. I don't think we're needing inversion yet. I think I'm going in for space. Yes, we can go in for space. We have another 9 science lab. We're just a cash. I should have taken the other mission for 8 science. We just end up casually getting another 9. Well. We might be able to do more missions though. A decent spot for it. I can use robots as people, right? Yeah. Give me another 147 credits. Give me money. I want money. Money, money, money. Can't do anything with that desert. Robots as people. Sounds like... Feels like we're going a bit nuts here. Feels good. Alright. But not people as robots. That's the thing, right? So. But... Fusion plant. More energy. What does this thing need, actually? Export routes. But there's nothing here that... Well, there is. We have infraspace relays. we can go a little bit crazy with things. The question is, how do I relay it so that I can do double connections in most cases? Because then you get the real benefit. We're really looking to maximize the number of prosperous and successful planets. So this thing wants to export its food somewhere. This thing wants a good from somewhere. Lots of things want a good from somewhere. I could make those goods here. From stuff that we don't have. But I could infraspace that in too. Or just from here. Right? Robots into goods here. And then just start sending those goods to places. Just start infraspacing goods from here, which could go up here into there, and then I guess another infraspace relay into there. That's just one place for it though. It's a lot of infraspace relays. It's something to consider though. I definitely think doing a central goods hub is good. Good. Get it? Good. It's very good. I mean, I'm making 3 of them already, right? Eversion. Don't need that yet. Technical luxury. This is going to require connecting. Collapse as well. There are so many good options here. Fusion plants. Fusion plants might be even better. For now, luxury, right? Manufactured luxury. Okay, so this connection is going to have to be made so that we have all of the supplies we could ever need, so we can start making this into... Oh. Wait, it doesn't... That's a bit annoying that it doesn't... tell us where we can connect these. I could build it here too, to try and hit that planet up there at once. Can it? It's obstructed. This is going to be threading the needle. I'm not sure if I can... Going to have to be very precise. That connection can... Ooh. There we go, there we go. We're getting there. Somehow. We're getting somewhere. So that's a triple connection there. Also, there's a bunch of luxury here. You have one of them. I didn't do that though. There's another bunch of luxury here, which I have no place to send to, but you know, it's neat. Yeah, see, yes. But we can soon send lots of luxury to lots of places, which is going to be great. Like trying to connect this up through there somewhere. Can do it here. Again, this is threading the needle. It's going to have to be... Oh, it's obstructed. It's like an itty bitty pixel lower. Or pixel hunt. Yeah. This is as close as we can get it. I just don't think it's possible to do this with a single aversive subway. I mean, I can connect this in, right? right? So maybe it should just be the most efficient possible place. Which I guess ends up being around here-ish. Right, and just connect that so we get an extra resource and then connect it here so I can possibly slip in there sometime soon. Do that, which is going to result in more luxury. So you can go here. And you can go there. More stuff! You're in technocracy. Boom, 9 happiness, just like that. More forge worlds to prosperous. I don't think I want any of them. I mean, I just got 1 to prosperous, right? But I'm not gonna do 2 more. It's just not realistic. I mean, we could maybe do it, but I will decline the missions. I think it'll be a... I mean, I could maybe do this one. I know. Like that... It wouldn't really do to... Does this actually... Can this actually do that? That would be... It could. It could supply 1 more luxury here. If I do skill up, does it? It gains lug. Oh, that is insane. Look at that. It's supplying... What? How much stuff is this thing producing? It's producing 3 luxury and 6 goods. It's fair and balanced. I don't see a problem with this. We're just going to sort of... Is it possible to gain just like from multiple sources luxury? Good question, let's find out. I mean, that's another... I believe it is. I mean... Reasonable. Well, that makes it prosperous. I have another prosperous planet. Fair and balanced. Okay. What do you need to become prosperous? Just trade? Well, we can do that. Who can use some ore around here? I mean, lots of people could use ore, but the question is who could use it very well. We have another 50 science. I'm gonna do a version in the last year, right? To just spend all our money. Because we're making quite a bit of dosh again. Doing all the nonsense that we just did really upped the income. This is, yes. Yes. This is, oh yeah, this was quite all. I can do that. Make 1 more. Well, that is actually going to make me 1 more point of happiness because of the unemployment I'm getting rid of. I'm getting 1 more science. Not that we can use more science. We're making 50. This is pretty reasonable, pretty fancy. It feels good to just go off into the stratosphere. Get him like this. Just, there is it okay to... I feel like I am not even scratching the surface, right? There's probably a lot more depth to be had in optimizing things. This is already connected, right? Because of the relay shenaniganry that we've been and put ourselves up to here. This is not, though. Right? It will not help, though, because it's not getting any water. I could skill up this thing, which will send water here. I could skill you up. Oh, you already have skill up. I have goods production. Oh, you know what? This thing still has 2 goods available. We could send some goods this way. Via another infraspace relay. Like so and so. Making this successful. Now if I connect this up, yoink, it's going to go up to 2 out of 3 planets successful. It just needs one more trade really with something that's successful, and it'll pop 2. And the question is, what's that going to be? It's a bit tricky. I mean, I could relay into this relay and hit this facility here, making it probably, yeah, it just wants an import. Now I wanted to make it so that I don't need to explore here. That might be tricky. Right. Threading the needle there. Yeah, not just tricky, but literally impossible. But, you know, there's the option of a second infraspace, which will save us a month at the cost of money. Well, that infraspace is going to be a little bit unproductive in the sense that it'll cut through. It will not be able to cut through unless we do fancy shenanigans. I mean, we're opening ourselves up for the possibility of a fancy shenanigan here, right? Putting in a regular way here and then connecting that up. Oh. This actually popped prosperous, so let's send some luxury into various places with this. I mean, I have so much luxury to send into places if we want to. Right, each point is another bit of colony, but why, yes, I would like to produce more. You know, also, I could really use another infraway here. Crazy, right? We have robots as people as well. You have additional food. What do you want? You want goods as well. I just have this single goods producing planet producing all the goods for all of the colonies in the galaxy. And it sort of saved it up for the late game, and then it was like, everyone gets goods now. And you get goods, and you get goods, and you get goods. Right? Goods for everyone. Everyone gets their goodies. Giddy goodies. Where are we going? What are we doing? Oh, there's even more of that stuff there. Yeah, unfortunately we can't connect more than 2, I believe. If I try to do a connection, yeah, too many connections. So trying to forward it further, yes. Having a little bit more far sight into the future would definitely help. Sort of playing it a little bit tunnel vision-y. I can connect this here with an infraway. Connect over with a regular slipway. Then go here with an infraway and go in there. That would be a good option. I can see that work. What order are we going to have to build that in? Because that's actually important. I believe this first because we can afford to build this slipway, right? 16? 25? Ooh. We'll have to be a little bit careful about, can we make the connection? I want to be sure that I'm efficient with my time. I believe we can't. Let's start using our asteroids we've saved up. Because that should certainly be possible, right? 20 and a bit. Where are we going exactly? Down there, right? That. Okay. And then down here. Another that won't work. Yoink. Got any more of those? It doesn't. That's a bit sad. Ooh, we can do some shenanigans. I love shenanigans. Shenanigans! Stuff happened. That's what I'm telling with shenanigans. We're building an intergalactic infraway space highway network. But let's see, we're just building some of those nice little interchanges here and there. Intersection design. So we have inversion as our option, or plasma containment, or plasma. So is flexible fab going to result in any benefit whatsoever at this point? It might. It'll result in goods production here, possibly, which could connect here. We're out of goods. We've managed to use up the entire thing. And it's like free, so yeah, why not? And then like eversion, I have another tech. So we got ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 level 3 and 4 techs. 14, 15. We've got ourselves 17 techs. That's a lot of science. Science overwhelming. It's gonna be the caption here. Just more of it. Just as much as we can get. So this is producing bots. This is producing bots. It's producing a person. Trying to get rid of the extra people everywhere is actually a nice thing to prioritize. That's out of range. Of course, it's not necessarily out of range because I can build an infraway here. I only have 170 money, 140. I believe like we are not going to be using the space-time version at all. It's another pulp. That's nice. I'll do that as well, just to get rid of the unemployment. And now, is there any way we can somehow cut this across? I mean, that be possible, but very, very, very expensive. Would be the last thing we do. Not too much of a fan of that idea. I'm not even going to click on the score button. We're going to see just how ridiculous this actually was. Because we've built some spaghetti over here. Science strategy. Just go ham on it. So here I can build repurposing. We have 60. Are we going to be able to afford this? Yes. Now, I believe that we are basically done. Is there any connection that can still be made? Yes, this one. We don't have the money for it, but we have asteroids left. Well, see how... Okay. Okay. For the first try, that ain't bad. 22,468. I want to screen cap this. I mean, I could just have 12 in, right? For the Steam screenshot. We'll upload that later, maybe? Maybe not. Fancy run that. I can certainly see the appeal. All right, so now that we've had our fill of, you know, going on the easy mode, let's do another run. But this time, you know, let's pick this sector. Let's actually pick the difficulty that's probably intended for, you know, what we're capable of doing. And this is going to be a lot trickier. Let's choose some random races and perks. Reduce structure build time when you deliver ore, gain 8. We've got the science guys again. We've actually got the exact same council. I'm not okay with that. We just played these 3. We'll get a different council. There we go. Reciprocity. Each two-way trade gains us 8. It's definitely abusable. We get 2 free relays. Free relays, right? So. Interesting. Oh, Scholars has been doubled. Yeah, that... So what text do we have available? Brain machine interface, which is a great idea on tough, just for the income. Slip amplifiers. I'm not so much of a fan of this tech on hard. Wave augmentation. Yes, again, I'm not too much of a fan. Freeze resistant bots. Interesting. Mass lensing is also interesting. It's a tier 1 tech that gives you very early relays. We could try to do the relay shenanigan thing, where we try to build... I mean, we'd really want space architects for that, right? And playing on, not on tough, right? Playing on reasonable with space architects and a bunch of relays, and you're just building the highway is a thing we can do with these guys. With mass lensing, right? We just built the highway. Yeah, I'd be interested in doing a mass lensing run, right? Where we do that. I don't know if it's possible. So, new run. So what's the difference between tough and reasonable? Right. So on tough, the main differences are we're starting with 100 instead of 125, and we gain only 4 instead of 6. So our income is going to be reduced by 33%. Now, if you realize what we did in the previous run, which was kind of ridiculous, our income was really not that high. It was mostly hovering around the 100 mark. So if I would play that way on tough, we would most likely perish. The other difference is that our happiness minimum is 80 instead of 70, or maybe even 90 instead of 70, which means that we have a lot less wiggle room here to play with. Brain-machine interface, though, is a pretty big benefit. Now, our other benefit is 8 from reciprocity, as well as experimental tech, which means that reciprocity is probably something we want to abuse as much as possible. The Euphorians also have the amazing benefit of 80 credits on tier 2. 80 credits on tier 2 means, of course, being able to keep going. Okay. This already tells me that we might be in a situation where we could start already. Colony year. Colony there. This would be a two-way trade. A colony with a recycle operation. Now, these also have missions for two-way trade, so we might not want to send that up immediately. I want to be like colony, and then some sort of farm. Which could go here. Okay. This is an ore world, which could produce the ore required to do something here. There's no real way of doing a two-way trade then. Interesting. This is also a really nice connection to make. So this is basically guaranteed to be a colony. Doing an early two-way trade is worth more money though, so I feel like this start here. Yeah, we get +2, as well as 8 additional credits. I'll feel bad if it's our missions, though. It could be 2 of our missions that are just, you know, right in there. So the other option is that we leave this, right? We pick the wetland farm, connect it in, and then scout. We end up with 63 money this way. What was our income again? Like -1? Yeah, -1. So if I do this option, we go to +2. So really what we're leaving on the table is 3 credits by doing that. It's not that much, actually. And I'm really interested in trying to do the missions quickly, because getting to that 80 credits fast is a big boon. But if we're going to do that, then the answer is probably to scan in any case, right? In both cases, to see what's up here. Because that might change the fact that, yeah, this could be a really nice food producer. If only there is a source of biomatter, for which we want to do one here as well. There we go. And there is an excellent source of biomatter that will also serve this colony. So we have our setup, right? The question is, what order are we going to do this in? So it's probably going to be something on the order of colony, because it has the lowest upkeep. These have 2 upkeep. This one has only 1 as well. This is -1, right? And this option is +3 because it'll get both resources. Interesting. Especially interesting with this additional colony here that's going to do that, and then that colony there that's going to do that, although we'll need mass cleansing or destruction. But we have 2 free relays, which we can use one of them here to get this Arctic food and set up an Arctic colony early. This is looking like a really good start. A strong start. Setting up the colony is going to cost us only 1 extra income, so it's definitely worth not wasting the time. So, which quests did we get? Trade routes for 6 different resources. I'll take that. That seems not too hard, getting all of the resources. We'll get 2 at the start, and we'll get the 3rd one here. And it's likely that we're going to want goods, so that's 4, and minerals is 5. So we're basically nearly there. I'm not so sure we can do this mission. I think that this mission, the Silted mission, is more reasonable. Trying to do early science on tough is a recipe for disaster. You're going to run out of money very quickly. Ideally, we do the science when we're at 7 or at 15 colonies. Right, even on reasonable, the last run, right, we did science after we got past 8. And it felt fine, really. Okay, so year 2, we want to make as many connections as possible, right? So this connection's got to be made. This one, yeah, that's another 3 income, another 3 income. Then this one, right, grab the 2-way. Definitely important. Now we're in September, so we can do 1 more connection. Can we make this without hitting the asteroid? We can. Nice. December, January, 19 income. Not too shabby. We're already done with 3 of the things, right? We already used people, food, and chips. How many resources are there, right? There is biomass, water, food. Then there's ore, chips, and robots. Then there is people and goods. So there are 8 resources. So we don't need to do all of the resources. Excuse me, I said all, but it's 6 of the 8. It's not as bad as it first seems. A good production facility here seems excellent, because this will work with it. That will work with it. That will work with it. Now, what was the mission again? A forge world is successful. So we cannot find any more exports for this good. We have succeeded. Now we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets. So we can only really add in a couple more. Right? So now the question is, which ones is that going to be? I'm not sure, right? This one is definitely a good candidate. It's going to push the Gaia world to successful. And do a two-way trade. The unfortunate part is that we can't afford to do it, but we do have an asteroid which will allow us to gain 18 monies, which will give us the opportunity to do it, and it will complete the Ephorian mission. And hopefully, right, it'll do the other things as well. I believe that this is our seventh planet. We go from 29 to... We'd have to pop this. 34. Not bad. Not bad at all. So now the real question is, how can we efficiently use the remaining resources, right? So this connection is a good one, right? Again, because the biomass will be used and will be another two-way. This planet will just, you know, become amazing because of what it does. I'm not so sure about doing a slipstream relay already, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 planets. In actuality, doing the Arctic instead of the arid, is that possible? Because that would be the same, essentially, right? But it would allow us to route in food as well. It should be able to get this guy up as well. Oh, this asteroid's rather unfortunately positioned. Like doing that. It's just going to cost us a month and actually save us on having to... Again, that's not bad either, right? Yeah, too many connections. Trade League now costs 30 instead of 50. Yields money and happiness. And we got quantum computing again, which was amazing last time, right? But I'm afraid that it won't be as good. We've got mass lensing. It leads to stream splitting. But stream splitting is tier 3. Right, the idea here is to get mass lensing, to upgrade the stream splitting as fast as possible, and to try going for a Vogon highway build, which is the build where you set up your resources in such a way that you can essentially connect everything with as many slipstream relays as you possibly can do. The ideal here is, of course, is that we want to build our lab right now, right? But there's no real good place for it, so we'll skip. But we will try to get to September, so that, because there's only 10 months left. So the ideal is to get as much time as possible where we're at 7 of 8 planets. Because if I try to colonize something now, let's just demonstrate, right? We're going down by 10. That's a significant chunk of money at this point in the game that I don't want to miss out on, because I think it's important that we get as much as possible out of everything while still trying to set up. There's extra food here. I'm not so sure we can... The problem with setting up here is, of course, that we're blocking off the slip relay, which I'm intending to utilize mass lensing plus stream splitting in order to get... It's 34, so it's 34.19, it's 55 science, in order to get to a point where we can essentially connect every planet using relays. Unfortunately, we don't have the tech that allows for quicker build time. It's like the thing, Silthid. Instead, we get 2 free builds, which is okay, but not as good. Really, what we're looking for is getting a colony so we can complete the missions as well. This is like a pixel, so it's not going to happen. That then. Okay. So far for that idea. We just got... This is even... It's possible. I would really like another colony here. Game saying no. Alright. Well... Okay. Do we have any other options? We do, which involves more of these, right? If I build one of those here, I could connect the goods out there, in here. Do a chip, get a two-way trade. Get extra money. Does that seem like a great idea? We can route the water in later as well by lensifying the ice ball. Not against it. Seems reasonable to me. Okay. Let's try to do this as efficiently as possible. There. Problem is, where's the food going to come from? Here. Nice, nice, nice. Excellent. All right, we have tasks available. Science by 3. 7 resources. Sure. Let's go for the science at this point. I do want to get my science started at some point. Now, we can do a lab with lots of people. By connecting the forebear. And then connecting a science, and a water. Do we have an extra water? No, we don't. Not a great idea then. Well, it depends on what's here, right? Is it worth trying to scan at this point? You can always set up a two-way. Sure. Huh. Another colony. Another source of water. I could go for a water lab. And it would be really strong. I could definitely do that. So we could start setting it up right now. Because of the water source, this is an excellent place to place a lab. It's probably minimum cost. Oof. That's that part. That's also too expensive. 3 for you. 6 for you. 10 for you. I need to place this a little bit more closer to the right side, so we can afford to get an immediate science. We can't afford that anyway, so I might as well not do that then. In that case, is it time to start doing... I think it's time to try to not... Okay, so at this point we're kind of out of money, right? We don't quite have the money to do this immediately. And we don't quite have the money to set this up immediately either, right? I mean, this is just one upkeep, right? 2. I guess that's worth it, right? But I don't want another colony, and I don't want this connection because it's going to use the water. It's going to be a lot of income, but I don't want it. So instead, let's try to scout somewhere mildly useful. Like right here, 6 things. That's a good one to get here. Forge World. It's gotta be goods for 2 places, probably. So now we're in January. I can finally set up. There. Yeah, the income from that is so much, it's practically necessary. Two income. Which is 12 income. 47 right now. This does become more, but it won't become much more because I'm going to reduce my income. I'll take the... Oh, it's only 9? Oh, because it has upkeep costs. In that case, I just want the 47 right now. 9 just doesn't seem like enough. I want the cash just to be able to build this laboratory right now. Because it is going to be fairly efficient. Alright, so there's our 4 science from a lab. That's a good connection to make in the final month of the year. I believe I missed that. Researching some water. We've got 6 science. We can already do one of these things, which is permafrost melting and lichen farm on ice balls. There's an ice ball here, but there are no robots available nearby. Here as well, permafrost melting would be very nice here. Is there a connection to be made here to a robot planet? No. So that would involve using lensing in order to get 2 science, which is 2 techs to get just 2 extra science. I'm not a fan. We can get 1 extra science with this connection, which I am a fan of, if I can somehow get this thing to have food. Which I'm going to have to look for down here. Source of food. Not a very good one, but a source of food. Yoink. Yoink. Another person available here. It can't really go anywhere decent. I mean, it could go here. This here. That's gonna be... I'm not sure about that. There's a robot required here. I mean, it might just be... This robot's going to be our sunk cost. Well, I also have a sunk cost here as well, which that worries me. Right? That worries me a bit. Missing out on the biomass. It's not ideal. In the slightest. I think that's... We don't know which one we want. I mean, ideally we just get another Forge World, right? And just... That's hoping. We're in month 6. So we could do something like... Which ones do we have here? I love this new mission! Like 7 different resources. This is really interesting to do, right? Need robots, need goods. Could be. Could be. Could be a bunch of other things too. There's certainly some interesting options everywhere. Yeah, that's gonna interfere. I mean, that's 1 and 2 months that I can just spend doing this, right? Which would lead me to be in, like, I want to be in, ideally, 4 months left, right? So doing this is 4 months left. Then I can build the goods facility and connect it in. That could be good, but I can't get another thing in here. Is biomass available? You want to just study them, which is going to lead to 6 science, which will unlock brain-machine interface immediately. Slipways harvest. Mass lensing though. Brain machine? Just do that. To get our income going. Like here, for example. It's got 13 income. Do we have any other good planets? Yeah, 12 there. That's an 8, 9 there. We have a fair amount of decent planets. This one can also be good. No, it's just 4. Are you? Also 4. Yeah, I feel like that's not too much of a waste. Actually, the ideal thing to do is... I don't know which one, right? I guess the ideal thing to do is to do machine interface for income. Another 4 income. And then just... I mean, I scarcely believe I'll be using this lava, so... There's one turn I can use. That one... I mean... This could be breeding program. I'm not against that. Many things that could be. I'm not against any of those, really. It seems fine to me. So I guess just try to get something. Oh, there we go. This requires biomass. There's one more here. Feels bad doing this though. Should we postpone for another year? I mean, eventually it's going to need it because we're gonna get a 3 happiness penalty if we don't get it before it reaches -8, which will happen eventually. There's no ifs and buts about that. I want to know what I can use in the Forge world. That's actually more important. Oh? Is that connectable? It is. It's expensive, but people in the robots. That's out of range. People here? People in there? I should have done biomass. Wow, that feels bad. That feels rough. Can we get skill up eventually? Yes, it's available. So this could be resolved with skill up in the late game by getting a biomass into here. And that will, yeah, that will resolve all of the issues. So this is going to be a skip for the rest of the year. Now, do we have any good? This is still at 4. This is still at 4. Where are you at? 9. Again, I don't think it's worth it at that point. Though, I'm saying that, but you can only do 1 project, so we actually don't have skill up. So that's actually not an option. I guess we'll have to get the people from another direction and ignore this Arctic. I do think that going for goods here is a good idea, though. I could also try to see what's up here. Nothing that could help making goods. I guess that is going to be on first because it's successful. Let's do that. Ooh, that is a lot of income. That is very juicy. For you. Hit an asteroid, I guess. This one, maybe? This is likely to be useful in some way. Another one. Okay, a person into stuff. Which can go in here. Both of them, actually. In another, like, dual way. But it's going to interfere with my plans, right? Wave augmentation, mass lensing. Maybe not. Maybe it's just freeze resistant bots. Just get a cheap tech. Right? Because we want to get to the good stuff, which is up here. Quantum computing. It's excellent if it's gotten early. And we might be able to get to it. We've got 63 income, so we can afford maybe to place another lab. Researching what? Probably the biomass again, right? The question is, do we have any good available biomass? Not really. So, I mean, it's not the biomass then. But which other thing could be researched here? I'd love to know what this is. Looks like that's some really valuable information. It is another arid. Another arid. There's a Gaia world here. There's a jungle here. I feel like doing this and this and that. Like we're going to need to do a trade of biomass, chips, or 2 to 3, right? Biomass, chips, and ore. There's no place to get ore easily. Right. I could do a lab for one, but that's very wasteful and very expensive. So that's gonna just negate the advantage we're gaining, right? So just that's not an option. Biomass, though, is definitely a possibility to do. For a lab, that is, of course. The main thing, of course, is that if I do it here, then it's going to get consumed. So maybe it is... Man, the Gaia world here would be so good. The jungle is hard to satisfy. Gaia world into arid. Into double here. Like if I do a Gaia world into here and there, and it's 1, 2 biomass and 1, 2 water, right? He'll just use the whole thing up. It'll just become successful immediately. We're also at 15 of 16. Maybe it's just not another science lab. We have to make do with what we have for a while. It hurts though. I just feel like this is going to be so much money. We just went from 63 to 45. But we're gonna claw way back up here. 10, 9. Yeah. We just got 4 prosperous planets in here. That's strong. There are a few issues though down here which need to be resolved soon-ish. No real way of utilizing any of the additional options though. Ice ball there. Ice ball there. What am I looking at here? One more resource, either chips or ore. I mean, it's very likely that we're going to have to make robots, so it's very likely we're going to have to use either of them. This is a decent asteroid, by the way. Maximum range. Lensing. I mean, I'm going to hit this, right? And then we're going to need 2 more text advanced. So do we want... which ones do we want? Probably quantum computing. Probably not integrated manufacturing. Because integrated manufacturing is going to produce a chip here. Like, that is a decent one to do. But for that planet alone, I don't know if I'm a fan of that much. For just one planet. There's these two. But then, you know, we'll get to this. So is a trade hub in any way useful? It depends, right? Do we have areas where we have a lot of different resources? Not really. There's one food spare, there's one good and one ore here. Just this two. Which is gonna kinda when it comes to trade hubs. I don't know about those, right? We might want to get we might want to just get geo-harvesting, right? Because we could harvest this lava, this ice ball. They're just all not very useful. So that, these two, and then quantum computing, right? There you go. Could be good. The question is, of course, can we afford to do quantum computing? All right, this is a robot production facility right there. And I guess a food production facility right there. Wait, this produces robots. So we could just build a triangle like that. Huh. So that costs 3. Yeah, it's a free scan to do if you just do a scan. Or, yeah. Is this Arctic going to get ever used? Oh, we can do that too. Yeah, this one needs some help. Pronto. Oh, I can do that too. That's a two-way trade. Okay. So another scan then. Set this up in order to get maximum funding. Set the food. Grab it there. Send the person there. Do a two-way trade. Send a robot here. Have a look at this guy's income. It's pretty much free high. It's worth doing. Is that because we have some spare cash here, so I should be yeah, definitely here. Spending it on some machine interfaces here and there. In order to do harvesting first? Wow. 144. We got some cash right there. That is excellent. All right. That's an excellent amount of money to get on hard. I'm happy about that. Yeah, so bite the bullet. See if it's biomass. It is. I'm happy that I did that. Grab you. Avoid 3% happiness penalty right there, right? Because if you get the permanent penalty, it stings. Don't want that permanent penalty. All right. So we're looking for a robot around here to avoid that penalty. I don't know if we can actually event. Oh, this'll seal this off. Yeah, let's do that. I want to just there we go. Permanently solved. All right. No more nonsense. More water? No, not really. More chips though. More chips. Can this get to another person? It can't. But we can do this connection and do a microchip lab with 2 people and 2 microchips. I'm not against it. I want to do a second lab so we can get quantum computing to actually do decent amounts of science. To actually be, you know, worth it in our quest to get to tier 3. Excellent. Look at new tasks. Yeah. Invent 2 new technologies. That's going to happen. Establish 3 import hubs. And build 6 robots. That's so many robots. 3 import hubs seems easy enough, actually. Yeah. Decent enough science, right? I could do another colony here, if this is food. If not, it would be a hard sell. Check for it. If we do check, we get to October, and we'd have to be happy with what we build here. Seems okay to me. We're getting quite large. I don't know about the overarching plan of trying to go for the highway on hard. It might be a little bit challenging to do so. But it's certainly interesting, right? It's certainly an interesting approach. Event 2 text advanced, which is going to be quantum computing and mass lensing. And then we go into stream splitting, right? It's just a tier 3 tech. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Are there any planets we might want to grab before the end of the year? How bad are you doing? Okay-ish. Do we want to do... I mean, these are all not successful, so we cannot establish them. All of these have bonus income, which is great. I believe we are slightly stuck, so we're forced to explore a bunch. Well, not necessarily forced. There's a source of our robots for a farm here, which can mean another colony here, which can mean a double 2 research points. Sign me up, right? Which one is least costly? The farm is least costly. There's also the option of blowing up the science ball for some extra cash. This is 1 upkeep. It's gonna cost 3. Sure, we'll pay it. And then the swap colony. It goes in there. That's a 2-way. We would need infra space to solve this, unfortunately. I'm glad I didn't do it yet, because there's definitely some good answers here. Grab you. Oh, we went to large, actually. Way to stay behind for a year, maybe. There are a lot of connections to be made here. That helps, right? But we're at 323 cash. I feel like we're taking off again, this time on hard. Somehow. And just going for it. Seems like it would be. Yeah, look at that. It's just worth doing. Right. Minus. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe we're looking for some robots real quick here. There's no robots. That hurts. I'm going to have to take a -3 here. Permanently. I can hit this as well. Oh! Oh, we can... Yes. Alright. Saved at the last second. What about you? You're -4. There's like these couple planets at the edge of the galaxy that are just being obstinate, right? They just force you to do these rather incongruous things that... Alright, we can get the quantum computing right now, which will give us 4 more science, which is going to, in the end, result in another 12 times 4, 48 science for an investment of 24. Yeah, so we'll double our money. That's okay. Yeah, when you're playing on hard, it's important to actually see, you know, are we going to get our value? It might be... No, that's not going to be the answer. Leaving this open in there would be a poor choice. Alright, so... first thing of business, right? Getting that guy solved. There's definitely something to be said for trying to get another forebear ruin somewhere. Because doing that will result in 2 science points, which is just enough to push us over the edge of being able to afford mass lensing, which means we can start to route things to places where they're otherwise hard to do, right? So, for example, I could do a mass lens here and then end up out of range. Or here and end up... Well, it's very empty here. There's a forebearer there. Not really easily connected. What's up here? Lots of stuff. Very likely we'll be able to find some kind of colony that will be able to use this forebear. But no food, right? But we might mass lens this in order to get food? Question mark, question mark. Very much question mark. Get 3 import hubs. That's gonna happen eventually, right? Not too afraid of that. It's an option. Certainly. Every colony is basically going to become an import hub eventually. This one will just need a good and it'll become an import hub. I could make this an import hub right now if I wanted, but just by getting a mineral there. Can blow up the size ball, have fun. Not necessary though with 368 in the bank. I'm very protective of my money because we're going to spend it by the end game. Having this nest egg is a real boon in the end game. Spending it all on science is not always the best choice. Scavenger world. I'm not willing to keep my empire smaller on higher difficulty as well. Are there any spare resources? There are very few. We're being much more efficient, right? Lost Empire was very wasteful. It just had resources pouring out the wazoo. All directions. One thing we have that we're wasting a bit here is this food. We just didn't get any good planets for it. I guess we're going to do that. And then try to get a food planet here. Oof. Bit painful that. And this out of range. Everything is not turning up too peachy. If we had the Dender, we could have some structures that could help. But we don't. We definitely don't. Well, there's the option of relaying some things here and there, right? Trying to go for something down here. There's nothing really good I can do here, right? More food. Can you research food? No. The answer is no. That was very strong in the original, but unfortunately, nope. Not allowed. Now, ideally, we get some form of planet there or there. That could be good. I'm pushing it on September, though. Earth. Earth has arrived to save us all. Has it? I mean, it kinda did. right? Not in the right place, but kind of, sort of a fan of just yoinking in an earth. Giving myself some extra stuff here. So do we grab Trade League or do we grab Mass Lensing? Right, if I grab Trade League, that'll mean requiring myself to do a lot more science to do the thing we want to do. But of course, lensing... How much does a lensing operation cost? The thing is, we already have geoharvesting, right? So instead of doing lensing, right, let's see how much it kind of conflicts, right? A lensing phi costs 20. Okay, so it doesn't actually help all that much. I'd prefer one of the other techs then. Wave augmentation, not so much, right? Because we're going to get a lot of things. We're going to go for relays, I believe. So we have either trade hubs or integrated manufacturing. These don't do much for us. This isn't really all that great, so like Trade League is all that's left. It wouldn't be too bad though, right? Trade away some stuff, right? There's a bot spare probably soon. I could definitely see myself trading away some stuff here and there. Is this connection possible? Oh, it's obstructed. Infuriating. I'll blow you up. Talking about in the way, right? Nah. Just a joke. Just a prank. Just a prank. I don't know. Established. It solves this, but nothing else, really. Doesn't seem worth it. Let's try these trade hubs. They can consume food. We get some free science. And now we can't do mass lensing, so now we have to do... I don't think that's that great. Relays, right? Self-hosting AI is 24/2. For another 2 science in each lab. How many labs do we have? 2, right? So it's 4 science. It's 40 science. If we got it this year, we'll get it next year, so it's 36. Starting to get to the point where, you know, I might want to go and cash in. We have only 2 labs this time instead of 3. I believe that we not quite... I mean, we could do a 3rd one, right? But I'm a bit afraid of sinking my income too small. We only have 5 until we go, you know, really start hitting the very large sizes. So sad about this too, though. There's no other Forge World or thing. It's all deserts and stuff. I mean, you could just do water. See how good these trade structures are. Certainly one should go here. 1, 2, 3. It wants 5 things. This one's producing 10 monies. But it really wants more stuff, huh? Can I give it more? Without like shooting myself into the foot a lot? Maybe? If I go beyond this, I maybe could? Maybe could. There's definitely something to be said for that. We're doing a trade hub there. Goods here. This one wants water. So then the procedure would be to start with the water. Four things. I guess the fifth one could eventually come from here or somewhere. Trade League. Which gets us our thing. That's just 2 upkeep, so that is indeed the most efficient way of doing things. Where do I want to put this? Throwing stuff in here, right? There we go. Some moolah. Not that I necessarily needed a lot of it, but a little more can't hurt. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Yeah, we're... So what we can make here is biomass, right? Ooh, you're at critical. Yeah, we're gonna get hit. No way to stop that. Alright, well. I think we're just going to take the income. Next tech is stream splitting. Which we can do in 2 years. That seems fine. And we can do a highway on the edge. I mean, I would like to get it quicker though next time. We're going for this. Well, this could be excellent, actually. Yep. This is as vast, but this is a lot more stuff. Yeah, this is going to go into past storages, unfortunately. We have ourselves a maxed out trade league, which is good. I can build another one in here. I'm considering doing that, actually. Would not be a terrible choice, actually. Like over here. The water and the food and the thing. Right. And grab more water. Do biomass. Need to get a person in there then. I can slip it. In fact, I think the idea of slipping in a person is excellent, because once we get the upgrade, I can then use the upgrade to slip in further. This being 2 inches out of range is always fun. There we go. You get yoinked. You can go in there. Also out of range. Just getting. Keep it going with the income, right? Trade hubs. 2 active trade hubs. Now we've got the highway online. Which obviously means use the highway as much as possible, right? Let's actually want something. See what we can do with the highway. Not too terribly much right now. Well, that might change. That might change. Blow you up. What do you want? You want to get rid of a person, right? Which you could do over here. Now it probably wants more neighbors that are successful. You want another person. You want to get a good in there, which is going to be challenging. You want to export a good, which I'm not so sure about. The trade hubs make it so you consume a lot of resources, which can be a little tricky. They're certainly efficient. We're also paying 50% extra for slip space overload. Ouch. Also still need to establish these import hubs and I mean, this will certainly become one, but the question is how the food, right? How to do food. How to food. Food here. But it's used. Yes, well... guess we're doing another thing here. Something like that. It's certainly gonna help. I have more opportunities to do things now. I mean, we're going to go highway nuts right now. Running down the Hill Road. No thanks. People as robots, skill up. Sleep replacement. Eversion. These 3. Especially sleep replacement we want. Cost 56. I mean, why? Can we invest in more science? Probably not, right? We need to get things online that help. And the question is what things those are, right? Consumes a food and a microchip, which we're both short on. This consumes a robot, food and a biomass, which we're also both short on. No, not biomass though, so this one's good. That's an option. That could come from here. The food, that is. No. Yeah, it's always funny to see that stuff just happen. I'm opposed to this idea, right? Here, Chopper 1 reporting heavy traffic. Right. That's gotta be a thing here. Gotta have Chopper 1 reporting heavy traffic. We're going this way. I'm doing that. Well, that got used up fairly quick. We got two. Wish there was a tech to do more than that, to be honest. Skill up. Is that a thing we want to just do? Just get skill up instead of that? Or are we interested in sleep replacement? I think I'm interested in... there's only 3 more years, right? We might be interested in just trying to cash in and to go space-time aversion. This is fairly interesting. We're kind of late on things. I definitely want more goods production, so this one's gonna go goods. Right. It's gonna have to be a thing. What do we do? And we got our trade hubs. I mean, yeah, the highways kind of just instantly get us a bunch of trade hubs. Can we do 5 more? Like, every planet we get and attach to the highway is going to cause a bunch of trade hubs to happen, right? I feel like that should be possible and reasonable to just do. Especially if I... Yeah, this is easy. 6 robots. Are we capable of producing 6 robots? I don't want to do 6 science though, is the question. But 6 robots is a lot. Six robots is a whole hell of a lot. How much is this? That's quite a bit of money. If we take this, can we take anything else? Skill download, right? Not really. We don't have the insane science that we had last time. We just have 2 labs. Still good shape, but not, not the ridiculous level that we had last time. So I feel like I have to choose the correct tech here, and the correct tech here is space-time inversion, I believe, because we want to finish our 100. Maybe not. We're spending a lot with these things, right? Like 20 each, and then all of the connections are another 30, 40 each. So we're spending like 20 a month. Actually, in order to keep doing this spending, we might just need the sleep replacement. $300 a year. Just keep going, right? And we're just going to add more, create more trade hubs. That's it. I don't think 6 robots are going to be made. I highly doubt it. Nor is 6 science really any valuable for us. Okay, so let's extend the highway. Alright. 2 more trade hubs. Is it worth doing? It is not worth doing. So we might be interested in getting some kind of facility last. Skill up, maybe? Transpose. Plasma containment to diffusion. There's really no spare water, right? This highway is just fascinating tech. So what are we interested in doing? We have spare ore, spare food, spare person. A robot would be nice. Right, but not like 6 of them, right? That's the problem. I could do a robot here, right? I feel like connecting this colony here to the highway system is a good idea. That is obstructed. It just gets some extra food. And a free person to use in the place. Sure. Get the robot. Right, that. If I add that there, and then that should be fixed. I want to add 1 more in between, so I can potentially extend. There we go. That food goes all the way up. Oh, we're just like we're building the we're building the turnpike, and I'm telling you, there's some heavy traffic here. There's some heavy traffic. Yeah. Something rather. Having some slipways. Let's see further. Skill up. Skill up. What is skill up going to do? Right. That's the interesting question. Because if I skill up this, we get extra food. Where's it gonna go? Could go to various places, but all of them are already prosperous, right? What are we short on? Right? This is rather the question. What does this want? It's everyone's going to have a lot of adjacent, successful, and prosperous plants, so that's never going to be a problem. The question is, what do they want? Is usually more imports and exports, right? So more generation of water, for example, would be good for this planet. More use of ore or generation of people or water is going to be used for this planet. So there are a lot of places that could benefit from, a skill up. Especially water is very much desired along the entire highway. Well, the question is, can we find a source of water? This one wants another person, which can be arranged, but not really, right? We're really looking for a source of water. But the neat part, of course, is there are various places along the highway that can support... Oh, not here. Right? It's all connected already. So maybe I should have put in an extra relay in between so I could have split off from there. But the only place where we can split off is here. That can do. That'll do. Or we can just go and move up more further. Let's try to scan there. See what we get. Not in particular what we're looking for. There is something to be said for connecting this, which is biomatter. I mean, getting... Maybe you should have gone with the science mission. I'm just not convinced by it, right? No, that is something I can get behind. Where's this water going to go? We're now colossal. So this stuff, oh, this is going to be a bit of a problem actually. We found ourselves a little buggy here where if you build, where's it? It's gone. It's gone. So yeah, if you have to drag, then you can't drag with the mouse. You actually need the keyboard in order to play with this. It'd be a little bit iffy. I mean, I'm doing something ridiculous, but that's the point of a beta type. Test it and see if you can see if we can break things by doing ridiculous stuff. So, water. And a person. Actually, there's high demand for water. Can I... Oh, is it already using this person? Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, there we go. I'll just... Okay. It's a bit of a... Yeah, that makes more sense. So, is there any way we can add another person somewhere? Goods are needed. How can we produce more goods? Somehow get ourselves a microchip. Oh, from here. Is there any place that really wants the water? Actually, I can produce goods from robots if I want to. But I'd rather upgrade what I have, right, with a microchip. Do I have an extra ore? I do. Do I want more ore? Does this thing need another connection? No, it's already at 5, so we would not need to supply it with water. What about this one? Well, yeah, we would need to supply it with water. So the water goes there. It's a bit finicky. There we go. Love seeing these things travel. So that's another prosperous planet, right? The idea of this system is that while it takes quite a long time to build and is quite expensive, every planet you connect to it will be prosperous. Very easily. So if you have, say, Dender with this, right? Or you have some kind of effect that can benefit prosperous plants in some way, then you can really maximize what you get. By the way, machine interfacing is not going to be of any use because it's not going to pay for itself, so I'm just not looking at it anymore. So yeah, put in another relay here. Right, now we're in 3425, so we've got 12 months left, so really adding 2 more planets to the system should be about what we can do. I mean, not entirely about what we can do. There's another mineral world here. We need the chips. Right. Here. Okay, there's the task. Do we have another task that we can do? Trade research for 8 different resources. I mean, no, that's all of them. That's not going to happen. Invent 2 new technologies. I mean, that might be possible. 25 and 24. If we can connect a 4-bear ruin, then we get 2 bonus science. Right? So we can either go for skill up, or we can go for what is this going to do? I just want to see what this is going to do. Not much, of course, because we gotta build it. It's a project, right? I also have 1,000 monies, so no, if there was like a happiness project we had, then that would be great. Yeah, sleep replacement, I mean, it kind of was necessary, right? Without it, I wouldn't be in this position. Might have been overkill. The interstellar superhighway is a thing, and it's definitely broken. It's definitely fun. Even with the much more expensive slipway relays. This was 69 science to get, right? This wasn't cheap. Well, we went for it, and this is a way to beat tough, and it is a lot of fun to play. Like, I don't think this needs more nerfing, right? I think the opposite, because yes, right, it's kind of good, but at the same time, it's pretty hard to optimize, right? I think you can do much better than what I did here. I definitely think there's more possible. So this is 14, right? So that is what, 700, so it's equivalent to 2 extra planets. Can I get more out of getting skill up? So we'd have to count, right, what we can do with skill up. Can we get any more here, for example? No, not really. It's not for humans, right? An additional unit of each product. Does this work for humans? No. Okay. Good to know. So it doesn't work for producing more people. So there's no real way of utilizing skill up with that. So the question really rather becomes, you require another import, it'll probably prosperous immediately. The question really becomes, do we really need the extra resources here? And I think not. I think the answer is going to have to be get the 2 cheap techs, right? Flexible fab and what's the other cheap one? Oh right, self-hosting AI. This makes very little sense to get this, but because of the task invent 2 new technologies, we're going to do something that seems a little illogical at first, but we're going to get our task for it. Where is the forebearer? Just gave me 404 money, not that we need it. And then gets us a free mission. So there's something interesting. And repurpose this, add more production. Same here. This can go somewhere. Let's see here. I got an extra person. Should go in here, right? What? Oh, I already sent one there. Huh. I got this robot. That needs an extra ore. Like, the question rather becomes, what should we be putting in, right? I can put in an extra ore planet for that person. Send the ore up there. Probably get another. This robot can go here, which would pop it. And I have another spare robot. Where else can it go? Why can this bot? I believe we have managed to confuse the game, or is there already, there's already a robot going from there to there. That's the difference. So why is there a second source for this bot? Oh, that would be here. But this one can just send its goods somewhere. So it should be that. Yeah, 2 more prosperous planets, thank you. And then I mean, I could do this connection. End up in September. That would definitely be a thing we can do. There's another person to send somewhere. Like, what other choices are there for the person? Oh, there's this and that, right? But that's both not very useful. So we're really looking for a good other opportunity. Can I just send it here? Oh, it's already being sent here. It's already being sent there, and it's already being sent there. This is the fourth person, right? Yeah, it's the fourth. It makes sense. So we're not gonna do any of this. Yeah, decline. We have 4 months. That's very optimistic. So something this person could do would just be mine a mineral. Right. I definitely think that doing this is... Oh yeah. Yeah. Very strong. It's very, very strong. Just adding that in there. So now we have an option of... I could do that actually. Ooh, that's a thought. Do we have a spare food? We do, all the way down there. So it's possible to colony and hook it up. And then like a bunch of things. Hey! I found an issue. When the last thing you do in a run... Look. I would like to move my people here, right? To the various places where they can go. And the game is just instantly ending. When really you should be telling, oh, you know, I could send this here and produce another 2 successful planets, which would be a higher score, right? Like this is... yeah. It's an interesting little problem that the game has, where if your last planet is a planet with multiple options of where it should go, then you can't choose when you would want to choose. And there's also no way for us to get any science or do any shenanigans. No. That's just it. I mean, it's probably fine. There were 3 things traveling over the thing. So I believe it'll be fine. I mean, no matter how we do it, we can't actually get to it, which... I mean, it's a bit sad, right? Because it's quite easily possible for one person to go here, one person to go there, one person to go there or there somewhere. And there's also a connection here, I believe, somewhere to the biomass planet. So, yeah. But intergalactic highway build, it works. On tough, even. I was expecting this to be better on... I mean, the score isn't amazing. It's certainly okay. Yeah. So, I'm gonna go ahead and see that I've got some viewers, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and I'm gonna send you somewhere fun. See if there's anyone who is online for us to send you guys to. Like guys, like Egg. Apparently Egg is streaming. I'm just gonna send 3 people to Egg. Oh. It's playing Isaac again. I mean, obviously, right? There's a new Isaac out. You guys go and have fun there, and I'm gonna end it for today, and maybe I'll be back tomorrow with some more Slipways.